Ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing? Matthews here from M&L FOREX Traders. I hope you're doing great. So we are here with a beautiful video for you guys. We're going to talk about the power of consistent execution. So watch the rest of the video to actually find out. All right, great. So what is consistent execution? What does it mean to consistently execute something? I'm sure it's very plain and it's actually very easy to understand, but I'd want to bring it in terms of trading. All right. So, what do we really mean when we say we have to execute consistently? So, in the Forex market or in the financial market, we understand that the market works in terms of probability. There is no one person out there that knows with 100% certainty that a particular trade is going to work out. Therefore, we have to have a system or a strategy that we have back tested and forward tested, and that strategy has shown to have a positive expectancy over a series of trades. Remember, I'm saying over a series of trades. This strategy has an age, but this age can only happen if we consistently execute that age flawlessly. That's the only way we can actually find ourselves to be profitable. You can have the right system, however, if you can't flawlessly execute the system, you are going to have negative results. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to show you some few examples of the chart, right? Yeah. So at any particular time you're taking a trade, anything can happen. The moment you understand that, you never over risk on any particular trade, or you never try to have those unrealistic expectations, because you understand that at any particular time anything can happen. So it's really important to stress the importance of this concept. So for us to actually give chance for our age to play out, that it simply means that we have to take all setups that meet our criteria, meaning we're obligated to take all the trading setups that those trades that actually meet our criteria in order for us to give chance for probability to work. All right. But then what ends up happening most of the time is that when we take one, two losses, what happens? We get to become emotional. We we start to revenge trade. We start to go outside our system, and therefore we find ourselves getting hit because we lose a lot of money, right? Because you stepped out of your system, and you start to revenge trade, you start to use emotions, you go on tilt, which is never a good idea. The most important thing that you always have to remember is that when you're taking a particular trade, always remember that that trade, no matter how good it looks, it can be a loser. So it gives you a chance to actually predefine your risk, really understand how much you're standing to lose on that particular trade, and accept it, because you understand that you can still lose that particular trade even though it looks very good. So this is really, really important. You have to give the chance for your age to play out. You have to, we talk about series of trade mindset. You have to have that long-term mindset for you to be able to execute your age flawlessly. You don't take one, two, three trades, and when you have three losses, you give up. You have to understand that it takes even a good strategy will have three, four, five losses in a row. You can have that, and you must be able to actually manage those losses, manage the risk, predefine the risk, and actually take those losses comfortably, because you know that anything can happen. So it's extremely, extremely important. All right. So in order for us to actually become successful in this market, we have to have a series of trade mindset. We have to have a series of trade mindset, a long-term mindset, where we are thinking about a series of trade and like thinking on a trade by trade basis. If you've been trading for some time, you must have realized that all trades are random. The trades are random. What your strategy just tells you, it just gives you that higher chance of those happening, but it's not on a trade by trade basis, it's actually over a series of trades. Therefore, telling you that on a trade by trade basis, anything can happen. So we have to have a probabilistic mindset where we are looking at it in a statistical way, and we are looking at a larger sample size, and also not having unrealistic expectations, and becoming consistent in actually executing that system that you try so much because you've back tested and you forward tested that system, and the system has shown you to be profitable. So why are you trying to move away from your system if you know that your system is profitable? So all these are caused by emotions that actually happen because we have unrealistic expectations. We're expecting that particular trade to win, so that if the trade wins, we are going to do this and that. All right. So all those things can actually be solved by thinking long term, having a long term series of mindset where you're looking at a larger sample size, and like looking at a trade by trade basis, and also having a probabilistic mindset of knowing that even though this trade looks really good, it can actually lose, right? So it's extremely important for you to do that, and you have to have the confidence to actually execute your system over and over, because you understand that your system will make money over time. That's the most important aspect. Otherwise, on a trade by trade basis, literally anything can happen. Like when you take 3, 4, 5 trades, anything can happen. You can have all those 5 trades to be actually losses. However, it becomes a problem when you start failing to execute your system. You become scared. You become scared of taking the next trade because you've taken a loss. That's very, very dangerous, because the next trade that you're avoiding might be the winner you've been waiting for, but you won't take part of that particular trade because you got scared because of the losses that you've had. So that's never a best trade to trade. So don't be scared to take the next trade. The next trade is the most important trade, because that trade can actually be the one that actually makes you money and erases all those negatives. So you must be confident enough to actually take the next trade as long as it meets your criteria. Always let's make sure that it meets your criteria before taking a particular trade, right? It's extremely important. So let me just show you examples. Today we'll talk about 4 trades today. The first 2 trades were losses, and the next 2 trades were actually winners, and they're still running right now. So let me just show you guys the process and everything. Dropped a little bit, then we entered right here, and the market tried to push to the upside. However, it didn't go anywhere. It just dropped, and this trade was actually shared with our private community. Let me just show you. This is the trade here. It was a nice rally based drop, and we had nice momentum candles right there. And of course, this is what we always look for. When we see this, we actually get excited, because you know that there's a high chance of this actually happening. And then when the market came here, it came nicely to this level right here, pushed the upside. Then when I saw the market trying to reverse from here, then we sent the signal right here. And guess what? This is what we're looking at. We expect the market to push the upside. And guess what happened? This trade turned out to be a loss, right? Which is extremely normal, extremely normal. So we got the trade, and yeah, we took the loss honorably, and we just moved on. The next trade that we saw was NZDJPY. Beautiful trade, like beautiful trade setup right there. We have a rider-based drop supply zone. We have a 3D drive. It comes into our level right there. We send a signal, and guess what? And this particular trade did this. It was a nice rider-based drop supply zone, and we had this level right here. We entered right there. The market pushed the upside, and guess what happened? The market dropped. However, I wasn't even able to get in after we were actually taken out. So we took this loss as well. So it's very common for us as traders to actually be hesitant to take the next trade, especially after taking 2 losses, right? It becomes very difficult for you to take the next trade, because your ego is bruised, right? Your ego is bruised, your head You probably not predefined the risk and you've lost money that you didn't want to lose at the end of the day, right? So it's always important for you to actually predefine your risk and really understand how much you are risking on that particular trade. All right. So what ended up happening was I spotted another trade setup right here. All right. So this was Euro GBP right there. So we had a nice rider based drop. This is a nice rider based drop supply zone on the lower time frame, on the 1 hour time frame, and then we had the same 3D drive right there. And then the market nicely rejected that level right there. And guess what? We sent the signal. The stop loss was about 5 pips, and our target was like 90 pips. And let's check it out. Euro Swiss, and this is a trade. And so far, you saw that after the market came here, dropped a little bit, pushed the upside, and then it dropped even further. So the market has dropped about 7 hours, dropped about 7 hours, and it's now retracing. Right? Yeah. And the next one was GBP, right here. Nice rather best drop supply zone. We have liquidity right there, and guess what? The market came to our level right there. We send the signals there. The stop loss was 15 pips, and the target is like 320 pips. So let's check it out right now. See, and this one has dropped about almost like 140 pips, but right now it has retraced, and that's about 6 hours. So what am I trying to show you? What am I trying to communicate to you guys? I've always emphasized this. On a trade by trade basis, there's literally no way to know what's going to happen. Literally no way to know what's going to happen. You can take a winning trade, you can take a losing trade, even if the setup is the same. Look at this. Look at NZDJPY trade, right? Same presentation with the Euro JPY, Euro GBP, but this one failed, this one worked out. Was there a way we would have known that, oh, let's take Euro GBP, I know that NZDJPY is going to fail? Absolutely no idea. I absolutely had no idea that this was going to happen. However, what I knew was that I had the confidence that if I execute this setup, if I execute this strategy, I might not make money on the next trade, but I know that if I execute this strategy flawlessly, I'm going to be profitable. I'm going to make money. That's the goal of a trader. It's not to make money on every trade. The goal is to make money over a series of trades. Look, this trade is 1 to so far it's 1 to 7 risk reward ratio, right? Meaning this trade alone can cover up to 7 losses. If you're respecting risk management, you can take 7 losses, and this trade alone can cover all those losses. And if you take the next winning trade like this one right here, this is almost like 7 as well. 7 meaning you'll be like 7% in profit if you're risking 1%. If you're risking half, it would have been like 3.5% in profit, which is extremely good on one trade alone, right? So please don't be scared to take the next trade. Don't be scared to take the next trade because the previous trade was a loser. Don't be scared to take the next trade just because the previous trade was a loss. The market works in terms of probability. As long as you have an edge in the market, as long as you have proven that your strategy works, make sure that you execute your strategy flawlessly. Have the confidence in it. Execute the strategy flawlessly. You are going to make money at the end of the day. Don't be worried about it on a trade by trade basis. On a trade by trade basis, anything can happen. Literally, anything can happen. So please have the long-term mindset. Execute your edge flawlessly, and that's how you become consistently profitable. It's not by winning all trades. However, it's about having the risk-reward ratio that's going to produce a positive expectancy over a series of trades. So I hope you found value in this video. If you did, make sure to subscribe, like and comment in the comment section. Remember, all these setups right here were sent in our private community, as I've shown you already. These were today's trades, and they are sent in our private community and all that. So if you'd like to join us, the links are down in the description. We have our course. Make sure you can check out our M&F Mastery course if you'd like to trade exactly like I've shown you in this video. The first link in the description takes you to the course, and you can actually have benefits like lifetime mentorship, lifetime signals, and all those benefits that comes with that. All right, you guys take care of yourself. Until next time, goodbye.